Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I have 5 spring Dollar Tree DIYs. And for this first DIY, I actually got this little frame from Michael's ages ago. I don't know if there was meant to be a back on it or whatever, but I have it and I'm just going to take off these little screws and tabs. And I got this little screwdriver set from Dollar Tree. And you could probably find like some kind of similar frame to this there now. They do loads of different wood cutout laser stuff. And I stained it with the Waverly Antique Wax, and I have this pretty vinyl from Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking one of the wee canvases and trimming it to size, and then I'm just going to stick that to the front of the canvas. And just trimming off the excess, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the back of the frame. And then I make sure you get rid of the glue strings, and then I put some more hot glue around the edge of the canvas. And just make sure you get rid of all the wee glue strings, and then I printed off the words Sweet Spring on my Cricut, and here I'm just weeding out the little pieces of vinyl that I don't need. And you could always stick something on it before you glue it to the back, but I wanted to make sure that it was going to try to get it in the right place. I'm just using the sweet tool to stick the vinyl to the transfer tape. I'll cut it down a wee bit, and then put it in place, and then use the tool to stick it back down. And then I could decide which flowers I wanted to use. I was maybe going to do the pink ones, but then I decided to go with this flower. So I just hot glue it to the leaves, and then I hot glued the leaves to the picture. And I make a wee hanger for the back with a popsicle stick, hot glue and some twine. And you could always use the Dollar Tree stickers to put words and stuff over the vinyl. You don't have to have a Cricut. I'm not one for putting words and sayings and stuff on my DIYs, but I thought that Sweet Spring was cute and I love how it turned out. I have a square piece of scrap wood from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stain it with some Waverly Antique Wax. And then I measure how big I want to make this square of vinyl from inside, to put inside the square. So I just measured out 4.5 inches, and I just use a square ruler and an X-Acto knife. You could just cut out with scissors if you wanted to. And then I just stick it in the middle. I measured it, but it still wasn't in the middle. I don't think I'd be doing this. And then I have these wee clothespins from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue one on to where the vinyl is, and then I'm gonna put some flowers on it, make it pretty. And I was going to use these roses, or I don't know what they are. I don't really know anything about flowers. So I was going to put that on it, but then I changed my mind, and then I ended up going with the pink flowers. That was after I had already glued this one on. Before the glue dried, I pulled that other flower off and decided to go with pink ones. So I just glued 3 of them on, and I think that looked much better. You can let me know which flowers you like better. And then I decided just to make a wee stand for it, and I just hot glued some tower blocks to the back. And then I decided it was a bit plain, so I decided to glue on some nautical rope around the outside. I just glued it on with some hot glue. And I thought that finished it off nicely. Again, you could tell me, do you like the nautical rope or would you leave it off? What would you do different? And then I just burnt off the wee hairs on the nautical rope, and I don't smoke, by the way, but my friends do, and they always leave lighters at my house, so they come in handy for when I want to burn the hair off the twine or light my candles. And then because I put the nautical rope on it, I had to add on a couple more tower blocks to the back, and this is how it turned out. That's me and my son when he was 14. He's going to be 21 this year. That was back when he used to let me take pictures of him. Now he always hides his face. He's a big man now, towers over me. He's not going to be happy when he sees this, but I don't care. For this next DIY, I just have a glass vase from Dollar Tree, and I have some lace that I got in Hobby Lobby years ago, and I just had a few scraps of it left, so I thought I would use it up. And I'm just hot gluing it along the top and the bottom of the vase. And you can use any kind of ribbon or material for this, and you can always Mod Podge the material on it. And I'm just wanting to use up, I've got so much stuff, and I'm just trying to use up some of it before I go and buy more stuff. And just be careful. Just be careful when you're hot gluing the lace, because it does come through all the wee holes in it. And then I thought I would glue one of these wee flowers to the front. I was going to do a bigger one, but then I went with a smaller one, and I just hot glued it on. I just pressed it out a wee bit, and then I got those leaves that I cut off earlier, and I just glued them down, and then I cut off another leaf and I glued that one on the bottom. And then I just glued down the little leaves that were on the bottom of the flower. And I think it turned out really cute. I put a wee picture of my doggies in the frame that I made so you could see them. That's Ben and Toby. Ben, the one you see there, that's the one that went missing at the beginning of the year. I was heartbroken. But I'm so happy that we found him. And I printed this off on my Cricut, and I am just going to transfer it to one of these square canvases from Dollar Tree. And I think this vinyl is so pretty. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but obviously I figured out some things. And I ended up using most of the roll, which is good, and it was only $1 when I bought it, so it was definitely a good deal. And I did it on the washi sheet setting because it didn't work when I did it on the vinyl one. And then I'm just trimming off the excess from the sides. And I wanted to use up this last bit of lace that I had, so I decided I was gonna make it like a wee frame around the picture, and I folded it over to cut it, but that wasn't a good idea. And if you have fabric scissors, definitely use those. I don't know where mine are. I had to hide them because everybody comes in my room, and out of all the scissors they could pick, they always pick my fabric scissors to go cut other things other than fabric, so I don't know where they are. So I'm just using normal scissors, and it doesn't really matter because I'm going to glue the cut edge to the back of the picture anyway. So once you cut all your pieces, just hot glue it to the back. Just mind your fingers. I do have those rubber things, but I just always forget to use them. After I glued all the pieces to the sides, I just trimmed off the corners and like rounded how the lace looked, so it's not really that noticeable that I joined the pieces together, and then I just hot glued them. I just put a wee extra bit on there because I'd cut off a little bit too much. And then I just hot glued all the corners together. And then once that was finished, I made a hanger for the back with some twine, a popsicle stick, and some hot glue. And I think this turned out really cute. Can't really see the lace on that background, but I think it turned out really pretty. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what kind of things you want to see in the videos. I know people want more tower block stuff, but I don't know when I'm going to have any. Anyway, I have these wood planks from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use all of them, and I didn't bother sanding them or anything because we are going to cover them up with the leftover vinyl. So I just measure the vinyl and make sure it's bigger than the panel. And then I just take my X-Acto knife. Actually, I made it the size of this mat, which I got in Dollar Tree as well. And I measured how big I wanted it, and then I cut out 5 other pieces of vinyl the same size. I'll just show you me doing a couple of them, then I do the rest off camera. I need a bigger mat. The next ones went smoother. And then I just stick the panel in the middle, and then I snip the sides so that I can fold them over. And then I just fold them over. I pull it tight and make sure that there's no creases or air bubbles or anything, and then smooth it down. And I did that for all the panels. And then I have this Inspire wooden block thing from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use some of the Fix-All adhesive from Dollar Tree and some hot glue, and I'm going to glue one to each side. And you could always put the vinyl on after, but I wanted to do it like this. I wanted it to still look like panels. I did the rest off camera, and I measured some skewers so that I could cut them down and then glue them on the inside in the corners to hold those panels together. Just watch it and burn your fingers. And I'll do the rest of it off camera. And you can always decorate the inside if you want to. And with the last piece of lace, I made a wee bow, and then I just hot glued it to the top. But you could put whatever you want on yours. You could put lace around the bottom or some ribbon, or you could make something out of Cricut. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.